I would like to ask you about DPRK. DPRK never stops launching ballistic missiles, and yesterday we have seen another examples. So do you think now is the time to put more pressure on DPRK? And secondly, could you tell us a bit more about the discussion between Secretary Blinken and his Chinese counterpart yesterday on DPRK?
Well, to your question, this remains a priority challenge for the United States. We've spoken ever since we unveiled it of the policy approach we have to the DPRK. It's an approach that calls for a calibrated, practical approach that is open to and explores diplomacy with the DPRK because we believe and we know that diplomacy is the most effective means to bring about our overriding objective, and that's the complete denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula. Now, I don't have to tell you, I don't have to tell anyone in this room that we have obviously seen provocations from the DPRK in recent days and recent weeks. And so that is why we are continuing to take action alongside the international community to prevent the advancement of the DPRK's WMD and ballistic missile programs. Following recent launches, for example, I believe it was January 12th, the Department of State and Treasury imposed sanctions on 8 DPRK-linked individuals and entities for supporting the DPRK's weapons of mass destruction and ballistic missile-related programs. Our U.S. ambassador to the UN also proposed UN sanctions targeting some of those entities. All the while, our commitment to our allies in the region, including the ROK and Japan, remains ironclad. And our message to the DPRK has been consistent. You've heard me say this before, repeatedly, I think even this week. We harbor no hostile intent towards the DPRK. We continue to seek dialogue with the DPRK. We remain prepared to meet with the DPRK without preconditions. We've repeatedly reached out to Pyongyang. We have yet to receive a substantive response. It is up to the DPRK to decide if they want to engage constructively. In all of this, we have consulted closely with the ROK and Japan at just about every level of government to determine how best we might engage trilaterally, bilaterally, and beyond with the DPRK. Special representative to the DPRK, Ambassador Sung Kim, has led that robust trilateral relationship among the United States, ROK, and Japan. We know that it is critical, that trilateral relationship, for engaging the DPRK. Last year, Secretary Blinken had trilateral meetings with his Japanese and South Korean counterparts in May, mid-last year, on the margins of the G7 ministerial in Cornwall, and at the UN General Assembly in September as well. The Deputy Secretary, of course, has also engaged her counterparts on a trilateral basis in July in Tokyo, in November here in Washington, and the Special Representative, Sung Kim, has had 3 trilateral meetings with his counterparts. So we remain prepared to engage in serious and sustained diplomacy, just as we continue to take very seriously the provocations that we've seen from the DPRK, and you've seen us enact a response together with our allies and partners.
How was the reaction? How was the reaction of the Chinese foreign minister yesterday?
I'm sorry?
How was the reaction from the Chinese foreign minister during the conversation?
So I wouldn't want to characterize the reaction of the PRC foreign minister, but as you saw in our readout, it was a topic of discussion. It consistently is a topic of discussion, and this goes back to a conversation we were having about another relationship that the PRC maintains. The PRC obviously, of course, maintains a relationship in this case with the DPRK that is unlike the relationship that most countries, the United States certainly included, has with that regime. We have consistently urged the PRC to use its influence constructively so that we can bring about together that overriding objective, and that's the complete denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula.
Yeah, on the Vice President Henry's trip to Honduras today, are there specific agreements